Before this video begins, I had to give a fair warning that this video deals with a topic that some may find controversial and stupid, and this entire video stems from my own opinions and speculation, so I kindly ask that you keep your mind open to the subject talked about in this video. Thank you. For the last few months, one lingering question has been on my mind, and with the announcement of Metroid Dread and Mario Party Superstars at E3 earlier this year, I think it's finally time I tackle this topic. One big question that's been on my mind though is, where do we go next? A simple but yet very important question to ask, since this question is something that Nintendo should ask themselves. But allow me to explain where this question came from and what it means. Rewinding all the way back to 2017 when Nintendo first announced Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this question first arose for me, and it only continued to manifest as Smash Ultimate was announced and released. This is because I noticed a very fatal problem with these games, and that is that these games are treated as the finale of their series. This is more so seen with Smash Ultimate, since its phrase of "everyone is here" and the title of Ultimate definitely implies to most that this game will be the final Smash installment, and that all future entries to the series will be mere ports of this one. And this in itself is fine, if only limited to one series. But no, this very underwhelming issue is something I see very prevalent in franchises such as Pikmin, Mario Kart, and even the new Super games. And it's not simply because their series have received the title of Deluxe. It's because, like previously stated, these games are treated as the finale of their series. And while some can argue against this for franchises such as Pikmin and New Super, it's very hard to argue against for Mario Kart. Mario Kart is a franchise that is basically known for innovating its series with almost each installment, but Mario Kart 8 has actually proposed my problematic question of, where do we go next? And this is something that everyone should question, since, where do we go next? Where do we go next when Newton's laws of gravity are thrown out the window? Where do we go when we're able to race in both the air and sea? The truth is, you can't go anywhere, because there's nothing left to innovate, nothing left to improve. And this lack of any potential innovation is why I firmly believe that Mario Kart 8 is and should be the definitive final installment in the Mario Kart franchise, and why the next Mario Kart game for the Switch could very well just be a port of a previous title such as Wii or Double Dash. However, this problem isn't really all that prominent with other franchises such as Kirby, Super Mario, Zelda, and Splatoon. And that's because these franchises aren't bound to the same rules that affect Mario Kart and Smash Bros. You see, with these franchises, they're allowed to be as free and creative as they please. Take Mario and Zelda for example. Sure, both games have a similar overarching story and plot in each installment, but what happens in them and their mechanics are very different, which allows them to be as creative and free to do whatever they please, unlike Mario Kart and Smash, which are bound to their mechanics, limiting a lot of what they can do. Now, I did mention Splatoon as being a series that isn't affected by this problem. However, I forgot to say that Splatoon isn't affected by this problem right now, because I do have to unfortunately admit that Splatoon is nearing the same issue. Since when comparing Splatoon 1 and 2, it's very clear the second game is built on what was already established in the first title, leaving many, including myself, to count this game as Splatoon 1.5 and Splatoon 3 as a potential true Splatoon sequel. The problem with this is the possible lack of innovation that this game could cause for future installments, once again causing me to ask, where do we go next? But what? Is that it? Did Nintendo really unknowingly doom themselves with these franchises? Well, yeah. Nintendo is a company that has always been able to innovate their consoles and games, but what happens when they can't innovate anymore? Where do you go next? And that right there is the question that I want everyone to ask, and Nintendo especially, to ask themselves. Since if no one can answer this question, then it could very well mean the demise of beloved franchises such as Mario Kart and Splatoon.